There are still long ways to go before virtual reality reaches its full growth potential. While some companies are trying to compete for the number one spot, others are realizing that they also need to join the race of VR technology. Regardless of what stage the company is in, here are the 10 features and challenges they need to overcome in order to create the perfect VR headset. The biggest gap between the physical world and the virtual reality is simply how it looks. Current VR headsets don't come even close to human vision in terms of resolution. A VR headset absolutely requires high resolution and there's no way around it. The virtual worlds need to look as real and sharp as if they were physical, and text to be read clearly even with some distance. Meta, the company behind Quest 2, has stated that they plan to target an 8K per eye display and a pixel density of 60 pbp or pixel per degree. Currently, their industry-leading Meta Quest 2 stands at about 2K per eye display and 20 ppd. The technology is currently available to emulate a 2020 vision in VR seen by the Butterscotch prototype by Meta. The question comes down to whether the headset can house the computing power to power such a high-resolution display while keeping the cost of the headset in mind. A lot needs to be done when it comes to the field of view, or FOV. For humans, we have a horizontal field of view about 200 degrees, and the VR headsets currently available on average achieve about 100 degrees FOV. This sort of ties into the higher resolution challenge as well, due to the fact that a higher field of view means more pixel that a VR headset has to display. This obviously isn't an easy problem to solve, as they also need to increase the vertical field of view as well. VR headsets are still heavy and bulky. Meta Quest 2, for example, weighs over a pound and extends almost 3 inches in front of your face. In order to achieve mass adoption, the VR headsets needs to be comfortable to wear for a long period of time and be far slimmer and lighter in design. There are new lens technologies such as the pancake and the holographic lenses seen in future VR headsets. These lenses will allow the display portion of the headset to be much slimmer and lighter to build an ergonomic design. The perfect VR headset should be able to detect and correct vision deficiencies for users so that conventional glasses or contact lenses are not needed to see perfectly in virtual reality. The question of whether your prescription frames will fit under the VR headset without scratching the lenses, or whether it would apply pressure on the user's face, should not be a question under the perfect VR headset. The lens attachment with vision correction already exists, but we can all agree that this is not the ideal solution for the future. When you look at something in the physical world, your eye naturally focuses on the object that you're looking at. More often than not, this is not the case within virtual reality environments. The forced focus that occurs in VR is definitely annoying at close range and can lead to eye fatigue as well as headaches after a long period of time. To solve this problem, Meta has developed a display that supports progressive vision. This display simulates the focusing and the blurring, and it helps the eye see the VR world much more like our physical world. Eye tracking is one of the most vital technology to be incorporated into virtual reality. It is the foundation of many other VR features needed for a perfect VR headset. Eye tracking directly impacts variable focus and distortion correction and adds eye contact, which is crucial to having a seamless social experience and new forms of interaction. One of the biggest challenges in eye tracking is that it doesn't work equally well for all people and occasionally has dropouts. A reliable solution that covers various demographics is needed. If this can't be done, it may cause more harm than good. Lenses will naturally introduce image distortion that has to be corrected by a software. The slightest movement of the pupil causes fine but noticeable distortions. They reduce visual realism, especially in combination with other technologies such as progressive displays. In the development of correction algorithms, Meta's researchers developed a new distortion simulator. It can be used to test different lenses, resolutions, and field of view without having to build test headsets and special lenses. Objects and environments in the physical world are much more luminous than displays in VR headsets, even with artificial lighting. Meta built Project Stardust, a prototype capable of displaying up to 20,000 nits. A decent HDR TV will have a few thousand nits, while the Oculus 2 only has 100 nits. This technology is needed to simulate lighting conditions in closed rooms and in night environments. Again, the technology is here, but it comes to the problem of being way too heavy and it consumes a lot of energy. The perfect VR headset must be able to see the physical environments as much as the virtual environment. The technology of pass-through isn't anything new, as it's already available on VR headsets. The problem lies in the quality of pass-through. The MetaQuest 2 offers pass-through in a grainy black and white, which leaves a lot of room for improvements. Meta will continue to improve this technology in the upcoming MetaQuest Pro as well as reverse pass-through. In reverse pass-through, a person looking at you will be able to see your eyes, which allows for facial expressions and eye contact to be made even if you have your headsets on. Meta's ultimate goal to conquer the social media game is through co-presence and metaverse telephony. The metaverse needs to be a place where people can one day meet in virtual space and feel as if they were present in the same room. The development of photorealistic avatars is needed and is essential to the metaverse. The first step in reaching this goal is through facial tracking. Meta's upcoming Quest Pro will feature face tracking technology, so we'll be able to see how well they were able to implement this technology. As mentioned throughout, there are a lot of new VR headsets on the way with a lot of these features included. Check out this video here to learn about all the upcoming VR headsets.
Again.